Yeah, I find this incredibly exciting because on one hand we understand so little and there's so much yet to be discovered.
Hello everyone, my name is Declan McArdle and I'm here at Teagasc Research Centre in Dunsany, County Meath to chat with Dr. Kieran Meade, who is an animal health bioscientist. Kieran, thanks very much for joining me today.
Thanks, Declan.
Kieran, I suppose we're here today just to give an overview of your career and your role within Teagasc. Could you maybe outline what an animal health bioscientist does?
Yeah, so essentially what I do is I study the immune response. Really the immune response is critical to help us fight infection and the cells in our bodies that help us ward off bacteria, viruses, parasites, fungi and whatever. So we all know that there are individuals who pick up infections much easier than others, but we don't know why that is. So what we do is we study those immune responses in cattle in order to identify new treatments for disease. So what we have to start off doing is to try and identify a solution, and then you have to convince people that your idea is worth funding, so you need to get funding for that research. Then you have to employ a team of people around you, so you've got all the best people working on the problem, and then you collaborate with other people in other universities and around the world, and then you're hoping that the combined skills and expertise that you have will help you find new solutions. But on top of that then we have you're working with people, you're working with students that I have, we're taking samples from animals on farms, we are presenting our results at international conferences, and I also do some teaching in the university as well.
Fabulous. And let's say, Kieran, I'm just conscious to say, go back a few years when you were doing your Leaving Cert. Did you envision that stage when you were filling out your CEO form that I want to be a researcher?
Really, I didn't, Declan, because when I was filling out my CAO form, I didn't know what a researcher was, and I definitely didn't know what a PhD was. So, I mean, I started out very passionate about animals and ultimately wanted to become a veterinary surgeon. So I repeated my Leaving Cert but just missed out on the points. So what I did was animal science in UCD, and then did a PhD, which enabled me to study something in a lot of detail. So that was very exciting, and part of that work enabled me to go to Africa, for example, and I worked on diseases called sleeping sickness, which impacts on cattle and humans actually in Africa. So that was very exciting. And came back to Ireland, then I worked in St. Vincent's Hospital, and that really helped me see how there's so many similarities between how we approach human medicine for ourselves, but also how we approach animal medicine. So my research work is at the interface of those two areas.
One thing I suppose that struck me, and I've spoken to you on numerous occasions, is your passion for the work that you do. You know, maybe I'm thinking, what gets you out of bed in the morning? Why do you get a kick out of the work that you do?
Yeah, I find this incredibly exciting because on one hand we understand so little and there's so much yet to be discovered, and I find that really exciting to find answers to questions and find answers that nobody has known before. So I mean, what really has dawned on me during my time before and in Teagasc is how important farming is, because really farmers are gatekeepers to the food chain and they are protecting our human health. So I mean, my whole ethos and my whole aim is to really reduce infections at source. You know, so if we can help these animals fight infection better, well then we all benefit.
Excellent. And finally, for those now that might be considering making a career in science and they're doing their Leaving Cert, what advice would you give to those people?
I think the best piece of advice is for students to be proactive. Really, I mean, the resources are there. You know, scientists now more than ever are so willing to communicate and to encourage people. So what you need to do is really get onto a website, get an email address, contact a person, get out and meet them, visit places like this in Teagasc, and really make sure you're making an informed decision, because the best way of knowing what you want to do or what you don't want to do is through experience.
I would be fair to say, someone that has an inquisitive mind, this really is a career that would challenge them and would be of interest to them.
Well, absolutely. I mean, science in itself, I mean, you know, is just so diverse, and as I said, like, the best thing about it is there's so much we don't know. So it's a very exciting area.
Kieran, thank you very much for your time.